Hey there, this is Linda G. Robert. There are advantages to selling a house. Listen up. I'm here to help you live your best life now and love what you do and help you to reframe things. So I am walking today. It's a nice day. I can't say it's a gorgeous day, but it is a nice day. And I'm walking right now on the street. I'm heading to a trail. But of course on this street, you will see driveways that have been cleaned and some that haven't and some that are currently being shoveled. So I passed by this one girl who was shoveling her driveway and it reminded me of when I used to do that, when I hated it. So I told her I sold my house last year and one of the things that I don't miss is shoveling the driveway. Okay, truth be told, a lot of the times my neighbor, I loved him, Reno would take his snowblower or a little tractor that he had and would come to my yard and shovel it. And I also had a deal with one of my boarders. I would walk his dog if he would clean my driveway and mow the lawn in the summertime. That worked out pretty good. But still, I had that house for 10 years and I'll tell you, I only cleaned what I had to clean. You know, I cleaned a walkway out on my little deck. I had to, well, sometimes I cleaned the entire driveway, but sometimes I didn't clean the driveway at all. I just cleared enough to get me out of the driveway. And then by that time, maybe Reno would clean the rest of the driveway. The point is that, you know, there are certain things that I do miss. It's mostly my friends. I miss the trails around that area. I miss having a garden. You know, those are things that, I know it's probably going to be noisy here. This car is revving up, so I'm not going to talk much because you can probably hear the rumble of the motor. I don't know if he's going to back up or not, but I'm just going to keep going. My hands are getting cold too. I better put my mittens on. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm using my phone so I can't pause it. There, I got one mitt on. Gotta put the other one on now. In just a second. Hold on a minute. There, okay. That's better. Had to put these on because it's getting a bit cold. Anyways, I was thinking that, you know, there are parts of my selling the house that I do miss, that I regret. I was telling my friend that this morning. But it's mostly friends, like I said. You know, familiarity. I knew the trails. I knew my little coffee shops that I loved. But that doesn't mean that I can't love things where I am. And where I am, and this is just food for thought, you know, where I am doesn't have to be for the rest of my life, right? So if you've made a move and you kind of regret making it, you want to think of why you made it. I made my move because I want to be closer to my kids, and I am. In fact, I made a lasagna with my youngest last night, or yesterday, so that's great. I wouldn't have driven 6 hours to do that, so I drove 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do that. So yeah, there are some advantages. So you looked at the advantages of where you're living, and I'm going to say where you're living at the moment, right? And the moment can be a year, the moment can be a few months. Just look at the advantages. And then speaking of a month or a year, you know, I'm at an age, and if you're listening to this, you might be at that age too, where you don't have to stay where you are for the rest of your life. You know, I work from home. I have or portable income, I guess you could say. Right? I teach online. And so I can bring my laptop with me and pretty well go anywhere. And that's what you want to keep in mind is, okay, you might not be content where you are now or 100% content, but do look for the silver lining. And so do appreciate where you are. Just like right now, I'm getting closer to that trail. I'm not there yet, but I do appreciate that there are trails nearby. And I appreciate the fact that I'm closer to my son. So look at the bright side. And then also know that you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere. Now, I've been looking at a lot of international living videos lately. One of the things I love about that company, I subscribed recently, get a lot of messages, maybe a bit too many, but that's, another thing. What I like is that they target singles. Yes, a lot of the information they share is related to singles. And they do talk about different countries and so on. But they also have resources for singles too. There's one book, I can't remember the name of it, but it is a guidebook for single women. So I think, when you get to be a certain age, like right now I'm 64, I'll be 65 in January. I have lots of years ahead of me, and do I want to stay in the same city? I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Definitely I thought of my trailer for the summer and then moving around in the winter time. But even if the trailer thing didn't pan out, I don't have to be in the same city all the time. One thing I'm going to check into is whether it's cheaper to rent longer term through Airbnb, for example, or through some hotels. Because I'm thinking there might be some times where, if I do decide to move away from here, I may want to live somewhere else, but maybe here in the same city, or maybe in another city, or maybe in another country. So I have to look into the options. A friend of mine was saying that she booked through Airbnb for Dominican, and it was cheaper. She did book for 6 weeks, and it was cheaper for longer stays. So it's something to keep in mind. And of course, if you are single, it costs less. Not through Airbnb, I mean, but it costs less. Less food. Everything is cheaper when you're single. And you can get by with a 1-bedroom, like the apartment that I have in Mexico. It is a 1-bedroom, but it has 2 beds. And if I wanted to, I think I could have settled for a bachelor, because I work during the day, but I do. Thanks. Hi. No, I was just saying.
Just making sure I see you.
Yeah, I was just saying thanks for stopping.
Oh, you had your phone up, so I thought you were trying to get my attention.
Oh God, no. Where was I? Right. So I'm going to check into Airbnb longer terms, because I think it's cheaper doing that. All these things I think of either when I'm driving or when I'm walking. So get out there. Get out there and walk and look at what you have today, and look at the silver lining. Even though you might not think it's perfect today, it's as perfect as you make it. This is Linda G. Robert. You're back in the groove again, coach, helping you live your best life right now. I'm going to turn this around so you can see where I'm going to be going. So that's the trail I'm going to walk. It goes all the way to the funeral home. Bye.